presents Lincoln College Basketball on 88.9 FM and streaming live from the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, and welcome to the Jack D. Nutt Arena, where it's been a while here, the final game here in 2018. Adam Hoffman, Nick Jackson with you. We hope that you had a great Christmas. We're still enjoying our Christmas break here a time or two, but back in action here today, we have the University of St. Francis coming into town to take on your Lynx. This is the Lynx first game back in action since we've been on break. Again, both teams come in 10-6 on the season, Adam. This is a team that we lost to once already. What can we expect here tonight?
I really think St. Francis, they're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to move the ball really well. They're well coached, very fundamentally sound team. So I think we can't make mistakes. I think that's the key to today's game. Don't give them open looks on the perimeter and just play smart.
And the Lynx riding off a huge win back on December 16th. That was over Christmas break. 69-58 winner over St. Xavier on the road. Here there was no Trayvon Tyler in that one due to the technical fouls and getting ejected in the previous ball game. So they had to do without Trayvon Tyler. They did it well. They didn't score particularly well, but hey, a win's a win no matter how you look at it. They extend the winning streak to 4 games in a row. Adam, here tonight, going for win number 5 here against a team that you know they're kind of going to have some urgency and kind of a little bit of a revenge against here today. What can we expect?
Yeah, I mean, our guys haven't played in a long time, and then the last game that we played kind of was a bad game for us. I mean, only 69 points scored. We still won by 11, but still, we're way too good of a team only to not score more than 69 points. So I think these guys definitely looking for revenge against St. Francis, who they've lost to on their home floor. So it's a bit of an advantage for us here, even though there's really no students or anybody here today.
And that's kind of the big thing that's going to happen. Nobody's here for that. But as well, this Lynx team, like we said, kind of a different team since we've seen St. Francis here in this one. Since we've seen them back on November 17th, that was when the Lynx lost to St. Francis 74-66 in that game over in Fort Wayne. However, since then, the Lynx have gone 6-2 since that stretch. Have only lost 1 game so far this month, and that was December 1st. Since then, have been doing pretty well here in December, trying to round it off here in this one, but I think, like you said, they've been playing well. They've been playing as a team. What can we expect out of this Lynx team now that Trayvon Tyler's back? We saw the assist totals kind of down a little bit in the previous game.
Yeah, only 9 assists in the previous game against St. Xavier, so that definitely needs to be in double digits, maybe in the 20, 25 mark. I'd say that's a really good passing game, and I think that's definitely what we're capable of doing. But St. Francis, they're going to do the exact same thing. You know, they're going to move the ball very well around the perimeter. Not sure what kind of offense they're going to run. I'm assuming it's going to be like a 4-out, 1-in type of thing, or even a 5-out, just because everyone on their team can shoot. So it's going to be a tricky game, and I think we can come away with a win today.
I think you're exactly right. They are going to be. This team is definitely well prepared. They are well coached, as Adam mentioned. And this is a team that's not going to beat you physicality-wise or athletic-wise or anything like that, but they're going to beat you in the mental aspect of it. They're going to make the best pass they can. They're going to know, each and every person's going to know what the best pass is on the team, and that's how you win ball games. And their schedule, yes, they're 10-6, and they're just ranked out or just inside the top 25. However, though, they've played a lot of critical teams. I mean, looking down here, they're 5-3 in their last couple games, but they've beaten the number 1 team in the country, the number 15 team in the country, the number 21 team in the country, and lost to only the 8th team in the country. So they're playing good talent.
Yeah, and they're coming off a really bad loss. I mean, what was that team's record? I couldn't think of. Yeah, 4-11. They lost to a team. They only shot 5 for 14 from the 3-point line in that game. So that's definitely what killed them. They just couldn't make a shot. So I think they're going to make more shots today, and we got to be ready for them. Got to be ready for it.
You're exactly right. It is going to come down to who can really hit the 3-ball well. These two teams are basically identical. Both teams going to shoot into the mid-upper 40s percentage from the field. Both teams going to be around 35-40%, if not higher, from the 3-point line as well. They're really both going to rely on that here today. But if one thing the Lynx can do right here is establish Julian Powell down low, that's where they're going to have the advantage, because Hollowell, their big man, only shoots threes.
Yeah, I mean, they have a couple guys that are athletic on their team, but they didn't really seem like they do much else other than just be an athlete. You know, Julian Powell, he has countless moves down low and just an athletic freak. So, I mean, they need to give him the ball early just to see if, maybe he can get a little post hook or just a little fadeaway going early to see how well he's going to be playing to start the game.
And with that being said, the Lynx winners of their last 4 in a row. We'll see if they can make it 5 right here in this one. Again, one other thing about the St. Xavier game that I do want to point out is with no Trayvon Tyler, the leader on on the floor for Coach Lepp's squad. He really needed people to step up, and it was Turner, Crumble, and L.J. Johnson, the two seniors, and then the transfer senior in to step up here for this Lynx squad. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, though, more starters and analysis coming your way. When we come back, you guys are listening to Lincoln College Basketball right here on 89X.
150 years of helping students maximize their potential, 18 intercollegiate athletic programs, and a student-faculty ratio of 15-1. It all adds up to an amazing college experience. Where? Lincoln College, of course. Want an associate's degree? Lincoln College offers those. Decide you want a bachelor's? Lincoln College has those too. From business management to vocal performance and so much more. Don't overlook the opportunity that is Lincoln College. For more info or to apply online, visit lincolncollege.edu today.
Life is full of bittersweet transitions. It's difficult to know how these changes will impact us over time. For some people, difficult transitions like retirement, divorce, or loss of a loved one can hit harder than expected and may contribute to feelings of hopelessness or even thoughts of suicide. The risk of suicide is even higher for men over 50 who served our country. Guys like me. That's why support from friends and family makes such a big difference. Every day, your actions could help save a life. Together, we got this. Learn how you can help save a life at veteranscrisisline.net.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Where, again, this Lincoln College men's basketball team back in action here today over Christmas break, taking on the University of St. Francis, who are ranked 24th coming in, actually 19th in the latest poll. They will be moving backwards after their loss, as Adam mentioned before we went off the air. But, again, let's get right to it. Let's meet the starters here for the Cougars of St. Francis.
Yeah, for the Cougars, you have number 10, Chandler White, number 11, Connor Lotzenheiser, number 31, Austin Compton, number 32, Jeffrey Reynolds, and number 42, Hunter Hollowell.
And it's going to be a tough test here. Again, these guys, like we said, much smaller, more not as physical, not as intense, and not as athletic, but their IQ on the basketball court really gets them going in a lot of different ways. As now we have the starting lineup here for your Lincoln College Lynx here in this one. Trayvon Tyler back in the starting lineup after having to sit out a game here due to being suspended, as we have L.J. Johnson as well. A team that the St. Francis didn't see much of was L.J. Johnson in that game over in Fort Wayne, so look for him to be a key factor in this one, followed by Montez Crumble, another senior here for this Lincoln squad. Then Darnell Latham Jr. coming back after struggling in his first Lynx game. He went 0 for 5 from behind the arc. Look for him to have a better day here today as well. And then the big man down low, Julian Powell. Look for him to have another double-double if the Lynx want to come out on top.
Yeah, I think it's definitely capable for him to get it today, since St. Francis doesn't have that big of a team. So he definitely needs to be, his presence needs to be known on the offensive and defensive side of the board.
Again, now, we didn't get to do a Facebook Live here today, but again, Adam, who are you picking here in tonight's contest?
I think you got to go with the big man, Julian Powell. I think it's just he's too big, too good to not have a breakout game. I mean, he needs to make his size known in the paint, and I think he's going to today.
I think I'm going to have to take, I'm with you. That is a good pick. The Lynx are going to have to feed him down low if they have a chance of winning this ball game. I'm actually going to go with Latham Jr. He struggled in the St. Xavier game going into break. I'm sure he's thought about it for the last week and a half, as have I. So I'm going to go with Darnell Latham Jr. He's going to put on a show here tonight.
Yeah, definitely a good pick, I think. I mean, he's definitely one of our better scorers on the team other than Trayvon Tyler. I think he's the only guy that really scores in double digits consistently, so I think he's definitely the guy on offense other than Tyler to really watch out for.
Lynx do win the tip as Julian Powell won it right there. The Lynx will have the first possession of the basketball game. Here in the 2-3 zone is University of St. Francis as Crumble feeds Powell down low. Just kind of walked with it there down a bit. So the first possession, not a good start here for the Lynx.
Yeah, first possession turnover never is a good thing definitely for the first possession of the game. So we just need to calm down on defense and just get a steal here, maybe get a stop, and just go down the other end and try to score.
And Lautenheiser now feeds Reynolds down low, who did not start in the game against the Lynx last go-around. It was Brandon Johnson. He's not in the starting lineup as Chandler White now drives baseline, puts it off the glass, and gets it to go. So 2-0 lead here for the Cougars.
Tough layup there, especially over Julian Powell's extended arms. Just kind of got that floater to go there. So it's a good start there for the Cougars.
Latham Jr. now with it to top of the key and Powell. Powell swinging it to the left wing now for Tyler. Bounce passes one to the baseline for Crumble. Crumble now backs it up to the corner. Crumble, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Johnson. Johnson from downtown, from way downtown. No. Rebounded by Compton of the Cougars for St. Francis. Here they come back in transition. Lautenheiser had it. Looked like he traveled. Instead, they said he kept the foot on the ground as they swing it around the perimeter to Hollowell. Back to Lautenheiser at the top of the key to Chandler White. He's now trying to drive in. Takes a jumper. No good from the top of the post and rebounded by this Lynx team. Latham Jr. now out to Tyler in transition. He's going to drive right side baseline, but he's going to draw a foul going on Hollowell. So the Lynx here down already by a bucket. Going to pick up the first foul right there on Hollowell, who we've seen shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the better shooters on the team. Got that nice lefty stroke. So, I mean, he's got to be careful now. Definitely, you can't pick up a second foul this early in the ball game, or else he's going to be sitting on the bench for a while, which would be a good thing for us.
They throw it into Crumble underneath their own basket. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Tyler has it on the right wing. Bounce passes one down low to Powell. Powell back to the top of the key and Crumble. Swinging it left to Latham. Latham catch and shoot from downtown, and you know it from the corner there as the Lynx take the lead here, 3-2.
And it definitely came off of an assist there. Just ball movement. Find the open shooter, which was Latham there. Good offense there from the Lynx.
This is a Lynx team that averages about 11 assists per game. That one's stolen away by Tyler. One-on-one fast break as he'll lay it up and in for the easy two. As Trayvon Tyler on the board. 5-2 Lincoln here in this one. As Compton going to bring it up the floor here for the Cougars. Already feeding Reynolds down low. He's working on Powell. Picks up his dribble, but he's going to take one too many steps. Kind of looking for an extra man. Couldn't find him there, and his foot just moved just a little bit.
Yeah, it was almost not called. I mean, it could have easily been not called. He recovered it very well. It was very smooth travel, if I should say. So it's a good pickup there by the referee. Just calling that one.
And the Lynx in the home gray uniforms with purple lettering and numbers. I guess might be a little dark purple. Could be black as well. As they find Latham in the left wing again. This time, no. Long rebound into the hands of Compton as Johnson was there to run it down. Instead, here come the St. Francis back the other way. They're in their road black as Hollowell from downtown. He hits one right in front of Coach Lepp. And they put two on the board. I thought it was a three.
It definitely should be a three. He was out there, so I'm not sure why. Probably will fix it here in the next couple minutes.
I was going to say I have it 6-5. Instead, they have it 5-5 on the scoreboard. Either way, the Lynx with the basketball as Tyler now trying to find Johnson. Takes a step back jumper. No good. Short off the front of the rim. Gets his own miss. Now loose ball into the hands of Compton. And here comes St. Francis back the opposite direction. Lautenheiser now to Hollowell. This time from the left corner. And he knocks that one down. Make it now 8-5. Should be 9-5. Instead, we'll take 8-5. Tyler trying to answer on the left wing. No good. Hollowell pulls down the rebound. And here comes St. Francis back the other way. Again, this is a ranked match as Hollowell yet again from downtown. This time he's money once again. 3 for 3 for Hollowell. And he is lights out so far.
They still haven't changed the score either. It should be 12-5. But, I mean, just, wow. They're not even giving him that much breathing room. He just firing away, just lights out, like you said.
Powell down low, a little too strong off the backboard there, couldn't get it to go. And here comes St. Francis back the other direction. A lob pass down low to Reynolds, makes one man miss, turnaround right hook, and that falls as Powell made Powell leave his feet. As it looks like the Lynx might need a timeout here instead. Lepp's going to let him play.
I don't know. I think you need a timeout here, definitely. I think you definitely need to just talk things over. We're not playing well on offense, definitely not playing good on defense, so just figure something out here.
Johnson now with it at the top of the key, looking to the right side. Back to Crumble on the left wing. Back to Johnson, kind of playing catch out there. He gets a screen from Tyler, now on the right wing, guarded by Lautenheiser. Johnson now trying to drive into the paint, puts up a floater with the shot clock expiring. No, too strong, halfway down, but pops out here for the Lynx as they can't get anything to go early. Compton now to Lautenheiser. Down low to Reynolds. To Compton back again on the right wing. He's trying to drive in, but Crumble steals it away. Here come the Lynx now in transition as they do not have numbers. Crumble still trying to go inside the lane, coast to coast. No, could not. Looked like he might have drew some body contact there. Instead, no foul called.
Yeah, very easily could have been a foul right there. I'm surprised it was not called as Trayvon Tyler gets a steal. But I think he probably stepped out of bounds. I'm surprised they didn't call anything. But either way, it's going to be a foul going against St. Francis on the other end.
And I think as you were saying that, you saw yourself hesitating there. I think Tyler also hesitated. He thought he stepped out of bounds.
I think he did step out of bounds, and he threw the ball back inbounds and was out of bounds, and then he was the first person to touch it. So I don't even think that's the proper call. So I'm not sure about that one. I don't think it should have been a turnover there for the Lynx.
And I think the head coach here, Chad Lacrosse, is getting the same explanation over on the coach's bench over there.
And from up here, it looked like he was on the line, but it could have been a different story if you're on the baseline, if you're on the sideline with him looking at it. So
does work out for him as Tyler drew the contact, misses the first one. As he does, he's going to have one more coming now. I think Chad Lacrosse is going to take a timeout here in this one, as it's 13-5 in favor of the University of St. Francis, thanks to Hollowell. I think he had, 9 straight points coming down the floor right there in this one. Tyler's going to have one more timeout, but like you said, here's the timeout that Coach Lepp needs right here. What are we going to talk about?
Just what are we doing on the defensive end? It seems like we're just kind of lost out there. We either need to switch into a zone or just make sure that person's on their man at all times. You just can't let them have any breathing room if they're shooting this lights out this early.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, 2 of those threes from Hollowell were in the corner, but that third one was almost from the volleyball line. Yeah. I mean, it was way out there. Nothing much they could have done there. But like you said, the Lynx offensively, they just need to get kind of maybe some ball movement a little bit.
Definitely some ball movement is needed. But, I mean, it seems like we've played this team before. We should know where the shooters are and where they're going to be at all times, So we've watched plenty of film on these guys. We should know they're coming off the screen this way. They're coming off the screen the other way. They're going to catch it in the corner. They like to shoot it at this side of the court or that spot. So we should be able to beat them to the spot every time. But it seems like we're just kind of lost. We're not finding them.
Again, Hollowell in the last game against the Lynx had 15 points, 5 of 13 shooting, all from behind the arc. So, I mean, this is a team that's going to shoot the lights out from behind the arc. They're going to take their chances here in this one. What's the best possible defense the Lynx could play against a 3-point shooting team like ourselves?
We just need to play up. I mean, kind of pretty much leave the lane open, If they're going to cut, they're going to cut. But, I mean, if they're making more threes than they are layups, you got to cut them off in the threes.
See what happens here coming out of the timeout. Again, Tyler at the free throw line. J.J. Turner checks into the ball game for Montez Crumble as Tyler hits the second free throw, 1 of 2 from the line, as it's 13-6 now in favor of St. Francis, as they will bring it up the floor here. Cushingberry also checked into the ball game for his first action as Lautenheiser bounce passes one down low on the left side lane here for, again, David Miller, who knocked it down, and it's now 15-6 in favor of the Cougars.
That's a good move there by Miller. I mean, just a nice little fadeaway jumper. Just the release is so high, it's kind of unguardable to block, so it's just a good play there by David Miller.
Latham Jr. with one-on-one with Hollowell on the baseline. Instead feeds it to Turner. Turner can't hit his little 5-foot shot as well, so the Lynx can't buy a basket here in the first 5 minutes of the ball game. 15-6 in favor of St. Francis. 14 minutes left to play as they fight Miller. Over to Cushingberry. Out to Lautenheiser. He pulls from downtown. No good. Way too strong as Turner pulls down the board here for the Lynx. Outlet now to Tyler. Tyler on the left wing. Guarded by Cushingberry to Turner. Turner to the top of the key. Had Latham Jr. cutting towards the basket. Instead finds Johnson. Johnson dribbling, trying to drive baseline. Takes a step back jumper and gets it to go over Lautenheiser's hands. So good defense there, but better offense by the Lynx.
Kind of lucky there from L.J. Johnson because, that's not a good shot right there. I know he's going one-on-one, so he can pretty much score whenever he wants to, but just not the best shot there by L.J. Johnson.
And the Lynx need something to go. Like you said, maybe sometimes better be lucky than good. As Hollowell from downtown, yet again, this time it was just short as Tyler pulls down the rebound here for the Lynx. Fakes it to the Latham Jr. in the corner, now finds Johnson. Back to Latham Jr. in the corner, but good defense there by St. Francis to recover. Jr. now back to Tyler. Tyler give and go with the long three, no good from the left wing. As that rebound, that should be off of St. Francis, and it is, as St. Francis thought it was off of the Lynx. Everybody was moving back down the other end of the floor. Adam, what did we see here?
There was kind of a fight for a rebound between Powell and Miller, but I think that's the right call. I think Miller was the last one to touch that ball, so I can't disagree with the official on that one.
Oh, I couldn't either. I thought it was off of St. Francis as well in Miller, as Tyler fakes the pass down low to Turner. Turner now has it, and he finishes with the left hand. No-look pass from Tyler kind of gets Turner going.
I mean, definitely if Turner, he's going to be guarded by a guard down the post. He's probably one of the better post players on our team, definitely like moves-wise. He has good footwork, so you need to get him down on the post, definitely if he has a smaller guy on him.
Miller with it now on the left wing. Back out to the top of the key for Cushingberry. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 15-10 now. Cushingberry with it, gets a screen, goes to the right side, drives in right side lane, puts it up off the glass, and gets it to go right over the head of Tyrone Wright. As here comes Tyler working the pace quickly now, trying to drive in right side lane, puts it up off the glass, and got it. So Trayvon Tyler already making it look easy here as it's 17-12 now. Here comes St. Francis. St. Francis now back the other way. Lautenheiser to Cushingberry, down low to Miller. He's double-teamed as he spun baseline, puts it up off the glass, and somehow got it to go. Good defense, though, by the Lynx.
That pass really never should have got down into Miller. It was a lazy lob pass. His Turner on the other end going to get called for a travel, but just not a good, really defensive stand there by the Lynx. Just allowing the interior pass, first of all, but just kind of lazy defense. He just gets a wide-open layup pretty much.
Not used to seeing this Lynx team here like this. I mean, they battled back to get back into this one, but again, you have to be a little bit more physical down low and on the defensive side of things. 19-12, under 12 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Brandon Johnson now into the ball game as he finds Hollowell. Back to Johnson in the right side corner. He's trying to feed Miller down low. Instead, he goes to Cushingberry. To Lautenheiser in the left side corner. He drives into the paint, puts up a floater, and gets it to go off the glass somehow, and it's 21-12.
That was a good move there by Lautenheiser. Just a nice little floater off the glass. So good offense there by the Cougars.
Tyler finds Johnson. Johnson wide open from the right side corner. Nobody near him, and he knocks down the three right there. 21-15, and really this could be a shootout.
Yeah, it's definitely how it's looking so far. It's going to be a lot of three-point shots. I think the Cougars are going to come up with a moving screen call.
And they are. We'll see who that one. I believe it's going to go on Cushingberry. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be his first team's third. There we go. Still, the Lynx have not committed a foul here so far in the first 8 minutes or so of this ball game. So got to like what we're seeing there.
And there really hasn't been too much commotion down underneath the basket as L.J. Johnson gets a nice little floater to go from the post. But yeah, we're being pretty disciplined down there, just not fouling. They're not doing any silly reach-in fouls at all.
I think we only saw 17 fouls total in the entire ball game against St. Xavier on the road. 3 in the first half, 4 in the second half. And as we were talking about it, Turner picks up the foul right there inside the paint. So St. Francis will inbound underneath their own basket. But again, being much more disciplined on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, we're not playing bad defense by any means. And they're going to call another foul. I believe one's going to go on Trayvon Tyler. But I was looking more for a kind of a moving screen or just a kind of a harder screen there from David Miller. He kind of screened with his arms. It's kind of looked like he kind of had his arms extended, so surprised that wasn't called.
Sometimes they watch for those elbows if you extend those up a little bit as they throw it into Compton. Compton with 17 on the shot clock, backs up to the Lynx logo to set up the offense here. 21-17, just 10:45 left to play as Compton picked up his dribble, but it has it stolen away by Tyler, and now picks up the foul at midcourt as Tyler was going to go coast to coast either way. But again, that's good defense there by this Lynx squad. I mean, kind of looked like Compton kind of lost control of it a little.
Defense there from Trayvon Tyler.
L.A. Bogan into the ball game here for the Lynx as he's on the right wing, feeds Tyrone Wright down low. He's double teamed, gets it back out to Bogan. Bogan,
nice pass.
Quick pass down low to Turner as he lays it up and in for the easy two. What a reaction there from Bogan.
Yeah, just picking it up, just firing it right down, pretty much through traffic. I mean, he was threading the needle right there. That's going to be a charge there going against the Chargers. Or not the Chargers, the Cougars, I should say. That was a good defense there by J.J. Turner.
And J.J. Turner, man, he's one of those that, is really in and out of the starting lineup here for Coach Lepp, but he will take anything. He plays with all his heart, and he will take a charge left and right for anybody.
Yeah, he's scrappy. He's a very scrappy defender, He's going to do whatever the team needs to win, He might score 20 points a game, and he might score 0 points one game and grab 15 rebounds. He's not consistent scorer, but he can be when they need him to.
He's a consistent rebounder, that's for sure. And he plays hard, like you saw right there on the defensive side of things. As L.J. Johnson now with it, little mid-range floater from just inside the paint, and he knocks it down. So really, L.J. Johnson from within about 5 to 7 feet kind of lights out.
Yeah, he's just kind of been just drowning the defense down, just kind of doing whatever he can. And Julian Powell comes up with a huge block on the defensive end. Johnson throws up a wild shot. Definitely not a good look there for Johnson.
He's trying to hustle back now here in this one. Lautenheiser trying to drive in for the Cougars. He puts a floater up, and with the touch there, gets that one to fall as it's 23-21 now. Here come the Lynx with 9.5 to play in the first half.
I don't think that ball usually is going to go in over Julian Powell. That's kind of a wild layup there.
As they're trying to feed Powell down low, was Johnson instead to Tyler now at the top of the key. 15 on the shot clock. Tyler drives in, right side lane, off the glass. No good, too strong. He wanted a foul, didn't get one as the Cougars pull down the board. Here comes Compton now with it. Again, look for him to kind of shoot the ball. Only had 4 points in the loss against Aquinas last time, as that right-hand hook by Reynolds over Powell, no good. Rebounded by L.J. Johnson. The Lynx trying to take the lead right here, but it's Johnson for the long three from the wing. Got 2 bounces and then out as the Lynx bad luck continues on the glass. Here comes the Cougars now back the other way. A long 3 there by Colin Martin. Gets it back, though, as now Compton has it with a fresh 30, and St. Francis is going to set up their offense. As that one's stolen away by Tyler. Tyler with the one-on-one fast break with White as he is fouled. Count the basket and the foul as Trayvon Tyler draws contact, almost lost control of it, and somehow, some way, finds 2 points.
I mean, White did a pretty good job. He knocked the ball out of his hand and the foul, but he regains the possession of the ball and throws it up and in. I mean, that's just better offense right there. I mean, that's just kind of a lucky shot there from Tyler. He's going to get the and one opportunity right here.
You could tell he was dying to be back in action here today after sitting out on December 16th. Again, that was something that, it happens. You wish it was an injury. You wish it wasn't because of 2 technical fouls. But it happens, and now he's going to prove why he's back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and it's just it's Coach Lepp's rule. I mean, if you get thrown out of a game, or not, he wasn't really thrown out of the game. He picked up the 2 technicals, so he's automatically disqualified from the ball game. So, I mean, it's an understandable rule there for Coach Lepp. So, and he can't pick favorites. He can't say, just because it's Tyler, he can't sit out of a game. He's strict about his rule, and I respect him for that. Definitely, he does whatever the team needs, but I mean, he still disciplines them if they do something wrong.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. Coach Lepp is very disciplined. He sticks by his rules, and that's what you got to love as a coach. That's kind of your bread and butter. There is Miller from down low, no good. Long rebound into the hands of DeAndre Freeman, who checked in. He bounce passes one to Bogan. Bogan give and go with Powell. Powell lays it up, and they're going to say offensive foul, as even though it looked awfully close there, Martin stepped in front of Powell. Either way, Powell's going to pick up his first foul.
Yeah, I think it was close to the restricted area, but I mean, I think it's just Powell's size just really just kind of overwhelmed the referee right there. I mean, he went right over the guy. So, I mean, if it was a smaller guy, maybe it would have been a different story.
I mean, I feel for Powell there just a little bit. It's hard. You got to go over somebody who's smaller than you.
Yeah, you got to just go right up over him. That's exactly what he did. Nice pass there. It's picked off there by J.J. Turner.
Turner trying to go coast to coast here, and a good Euro step there. He lays it up and in. So the big man got some footworking moves as well.
Told you, he's got great footwork for his size, but he definitely showed it off right there.
So the Cougars now kind of on the ropes. 26-23 as the Lynx have the lead now. Now that one's tipped by David Miller. Back out to Martin. Martin on the left wing. No look pass to Compton. Compton trying to feed Hollowell in the corner. That ball's tipped in the air as we're going to have a foul going against, I believe, L.A. Bogan. It was a loose ball foul. Instead, they're going to give it Bogan on that one, but Compton slamming the floor, acting like it's his game to lose and stuff like that. This is a close game. What can you expect out of that?
I mean, just the effort. It seems like our defense has kind of flipped a switch, really. It seems like that's what it was. I think it was a foul on Bogan, so it'll be Cougar basketball when they come out of the timeout. That's what Coach Lepp is trying to get the explanation right here, but it seemed like an open ball, really. It's just a free ball, so they're going after it, but Bogan's going to pick up a foul. Kind of unfortunate, really, there for L.A. Bogan. But just the effort I've seen on the defensive end just in the last couple minutes is just light years difference from what it was at the start of the game.
Yeah, they definitely have turned something up on the defensive side of things. Because right now, St. Francis, they're struggling offensively here in this one. They haven't been able to find some of their top shooters here in this one. And really, the points that they've gotten since then has been a long three.
Yeah, and it's really our athleticism, our length. I think our arm length, I mean, it's difficult to shoot over them, first of all, and we're all taller than them as well. So, I mean, you have the big man, Powell, down low. I mean, you can't really get a shot over him at any time. But then when you try to shoot, I mean, over Bogan or over Tyler, I mean, they're still about 6'3", 6'4", with long arms. So it's a difficult matchup for anybody.
Exactly. You're right there in that one. And we saw this was a 21-15 lead for St. Francis. Is now a 26-23 lead for this Lynx squad. So the Lynx been going on a run here as of late, still trying to continue to do that. And it all starts on the defensive side of things, which I think has helped our offense. And it all starts with Turner taking a charge, then over there getting the block, Powell getting the block. I mean, and you're seeing the steals come now with Tyler and Freeman back in the ball game.
Yeah, it seems like we're clicking at the right moment of the ball game. And it's really working for us.
And Hollowell now with it, drives into the post, but kind of gets trapped, finds Compton in the corner for three, and he knocks it down. And that's not the guy you want to start getting hot, is because he's the one that's going to be chirping away, along with Lottenheiser here in this one. Here come the Lynx now back the other direction. Freeman to Powell, the top of the key, swinging it left to Crumble. Crumble down low to Turner. Turner on the baseline, just outside the paint, takes a step back jumper. No. Powell pulls down the board somehow with one hand, gets it back out to Bogan. Bogan at the top of the key, trying to drive in, feeds Turner down low, left side paint line, as he cannot hit the up and under move, and it's rebounded by St. Francis. Here they come now back the other way. Again, one thing that you do have to remember, though, St. Francis, they don't have the size, but they do know how to rebound, as Martin was trying to feed Miller down low, could not, as he throws it away out of bounds. And now we're going to have another 30-second timeout taken by St. Francis. But I want to talk about this rebounding here just for a little bit. If you look at the last game that we played against St. Francis, they out-rebounded us 41-31 on the glass, and you're sitting there going, well, how? I mean, we're twice the size of them here in this one. But if you look, their starters, I mean, Lottenheiser had 6 rebounds in that game, last game. Hollowell had 5. Compton, who's not very big, had 8 in that one. Brad Johnson, who we haven't seen yet, had 9. We saw Chandler White had 7. So their starters all have 5 to 7 rebounds here in that one, and that's what I think helps them so much and stay in these games.
And I think it's really that all of them are contributing to the rebound. It's not just one of them, like how we have Julian Powell, who will give us about 14, 15 rebounds. But it's all of them contributing together, so it's like none of them are getting really tired of doing it. And I think they're all boxing out. They all have great position under the basket. They're a very fundamentally sound team. So that's really what allows them just to get good position on any defender.
As Freeman trying to drive baseline, kind of fell over a little bit. Martin with some good defense. Freeman fell, and he gets called for a travel, as Lottenheiser does check back into the ball game here for St. Francis, as we're tied at 26 with 6:20 left to play here in this first half. And going awfully quick here, only 10 fouls total between the two teams. 4 for the Lynx, 6 for St. Francis, as they will have the basketball, as we are tied at 26. Lottenheiser now to Compton. Compton picks up his dribble on the left wing as he's double teamed. Miller has it poked away by Turner. He didn't even see him coming, but Turner just couldn't run down the ball as it goes out of bounds.
He did exactly what he's supposed to do. I mean, he noticed that Miller's going to turn baseline, and he met him right there, got the ball from him, and just took it right away. So it really was a perfect defensive stand there from Turner, just catching him off guard and just knowing exactly what he's going to do.
And unlucky, though, just ran out of bounds at the last second there. Turner could not catch up to it. So St. Francis will inbound it back to Compton. Here, just under 6 to play, tied at 26. Compton now. Here comes Crumble to meet him near midcourt. Over to Hollowell. Now to Miller. Miller back to Compton on the left wing. He's guarded by Crumble. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Still on the wing, trying to feed it down low to Miller. They find Reynolds down low. He's working on with Turner. Up and under move is in for Reynolds, and somehow he fights through some pretty good defense.
I mean, yeah, it's a tough shot. I'm surprised it went down for him. He's going around 3 guys, so just a tough shot there.
Bogan from downtown, no, but Powell with the offensive rebound, and then finds Turner to lay it up and in. So we talk about how Turner doesn't score very often. He's scoring pretty well here tonight.
Yeah, it's really the ball movement there from Julian Powell. I mean, just finding the open man at all costs. It seems like our big guys, I mean, Powell, Turner, and then you also have L.A. Bogan, who's just passing the ball beautifully. It's going to be a blocking foul going against J.J. Turner. I believe he got hit in the midsection right there.
I think he did. He's feeling that one, that's for sure, in the pit of his stomach. And Turner going to pick up his second, team's 5th here in the contest. We're kind of waiting on him. He stood in there for David Miller, who's going to go to the line.
Kind of got a knee to the spot where
crown
no guy
jewels,
wants to
man,
get it. Yeah,
to those crown jewels. Don't wear cups in basketball.
No, don't wear cups in basketball. But maybe would have been a good idea there.
I think so. 28-28 is Miller at the line.
That was probably one of the more nasty ones I've ever seen, like a hard hitting one. Like that one was, you could feel it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You felt it from all the way up here?
Yeah, just kind of make you kind of bend over a little bit.
It kind of gives you that little, okay, I'm with you. 28-28, 5 minutes exactly left to go in this first half, and it's been an entertaining one, that's for sure, as he misses the free throw here as the Lynx come back down the other way. Johnson came in for Turner, as now it's Bogan, Crumble, Johnson, Powell, and Tyler on the floor, as Powell has it now at the top of the key. 15 on the shot clock. He hands it off to Tyler. Tyler thought about a long 3 instead. Now going to pull the trigger, and he rattles it home here in that one. So Trayvon Tyler from the parking lot knocks it down as the Lynx take the lead, 31-28. Compton now back the other way as he finds Hollowell. Hollowell down low with Miller. Looked like he traveled. Instead finds Lautenheiser in the corner here for 3. Instead, now to Compton. 12 seconds on the shot clock. He's at the top of the key. Back to Lautenheiser on the left wing. He's trying to drive in, but drew a foul there on Montez Crumble, as I believe the foul should be on the floor. That's going to be Crumble's first, team's 6th, as the St. Francis will inbound on the sideline.
Kind of was a soft foul there on Crumble. It didn't seem like he really had that much contact, but it's going to be a foul either way. He's going to take a seat as Latham Jr. comes back in for him, but we're doing a good job just closing out on the juniors, not letting them have that 3-point shot as open, as you would say.
They haven't had as many good looks as they had early in this ball game since then, as they feed Reynolds down low. Johnson comes in and pokes it away. So the Lynx back the other way. They lead 31-28, under 4 minutes to play, as Bogan with it, looking right, feeds Powell down low, as he kicks it out to Johnson in the right side, the left side corner for 3. No, too strong. Long rebound in the hands of Lautenheiser, as the Cougars of St. Francis coming back the opposite direction. Finds Compton. Compton on the right wing, guarded by Tyler. Back to Lautenheiser. Lautenheiser now trying to drive into the lane, left side lane, instead backing down Latham Jr. now. Here comes the double team, turnaround right-hand hook, and somehow gets it to go. He must have some pretty good touch down low.
I mean, there's really just nothing else you could do there if you're Latham Jr. I mean, he played it pretty perfectly. I mean, he even had the contest there on the post hook, but just the hook shot kind of like that, it's impossible to block, really. So he had good position down there, just had the touch.
This is a good look there from Bogan to Johnson, who lays it up and in underneath the basket right there. So the Lynx and the Cougars going to trade baskets underneath here in this one. Maybe even for 3 is Hollowell wide open from downtown. No, but Lautenheiser, offensive rebound here for the Cougars. Bounce passes 1 to Compton. Compton driving in right side lane. Had an opening and nobody closed it, as he just lays it up and in for the easy 2.
Yeah, just really wide open. Like you said, an opening, and he found it. No one really could recover in time. The help side D was a little late, so it's going to be an easy basket there for the Cougars.
33-32 in favor of the Lynx. 2.5 to play as Tyler takes a step back three from the right wing. No. Powell tries to tip it back up. No. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Tyler. Tyler on the right wing. Thought about a three. Guarded by Hollowell. Kicks it out to Bogan. Bogan now trying to drive into the lane. Sees an opening, but denied, though, by Reynolds. As here he comes back the other direction. Compton now with it. Trying to feed the big man. Instead, over to Hollowell. Hollowell from downtown. No. Way short. Air ball there as Powell caught that one in the hands of Johnson. Johnson now driving into the lane. Back to Tyler on the left wing. Thought about a three instead. Could have gave it to Latham Jr. Now down low to Powell. Powell kicks it out to Bogan. Bogan from downtown in the other corner. No. Rebounded by St. Francis, and we're going to set this up and go back the other direction. 33-32. Under 2 minutes to play now as Lottenheiser trying to drive in right side lane, kicks it back out to Compton. Compton from downtown for three. No. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Reynolds, but then stolen away by Powell. So the Lynx will have the basketball back. 1:45 left to play, up by one.
Need a good shot here. We just need to expand the lead a little more. We're only up 1 point right now, so we need to get a good look right here. We're doing our normal offense, just at late of the game kind of thing, just holding the ball until about 10 seconds left, and they're going to try to just work something in there. So hopefully we can get a nice layup or an open three here.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Tyler has it at the top of the key, drives in, puts up a floater off the glass. No. Gets his tip back. No. Tips it back out to Latham Jr., and it's going to be a fresh 30 here for this Lynx team. So Trayvon Tyler doing some, not only just shooting the basketball well, playing kind of Julian Powell's spot as well.
Yeah, he's playing tough. I mean, just going after everything. Just he wanted to get the extra possession right there. It seems like how we're holding it, it's kind of like it's like a late game, like we're up 40 kind of play where it's just no one just trying to score the ball.
As now Latham takes a step-back jumper from the mid-range. No good. That one's batted out by Mark Johnson into the hands of Reynolds, who will slam it down for the easy two. So you talk about kind of a bad ran play there as they tried to run the same play twice, and the second time it didn't work out to the advantage of St. Francis.
Yeah, they saw it coming, really, because we ran the same place back-to-back times. I mean, just it's going to be an ISO possession. That's exactly what we're going to do right here with Latham Jr. once again. Or Trayvon Tyler just going to get an ISO, just try to go to the basket. He does exactly that. Gets stripped.
Now we have a push going against Trayvon Tyler as he had it knocked away by Lottenheiser, who tried to throw it off Tyler, and then they said Tyler pushed Lottenheiser as he was going for it out of bounds. I don't believe so. I think he was going for the basketball. But again, bang play like that down low, it's gonna be called.
Yeah, he went for the basketball, but just he got more body than basketball. So really just a tough possession there for Trayvon Tyler. He's gonna take a seat. Crumble goes back in for him.
And that's Tyler's second personal, team seventh. So Lottenheiser at the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity, and he knocks that one down. And this is a St. Francis team. They will make their free throws from the line here in this one. Their last game, 8 for 10, 80% from the free throw line, so they're not going to miss too many opportunities. And as I say that, perfect timing. So he does miss the second one. 12 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Johnson now with it. 35-33. Latham Jr. now with it. 5 seconds to go. At the top of the key, takes a step back jumper. No good. Powell with an offensive rebound into the hands of Compton, and he's just going to have to hold it in midair as the clock runs down and expires here. So 35-33 lead for St. Francis at halftime here in this one. But, Adam, it's been an ongoing battle here in this one. We've seen the Lynx down as many as 9 at one point, come all the way back, take a 3-point lead. I have a feeling this is going to be the way it's going to go in the next 20 minutes. But what in that first half really kind of stood out to you?
Just our toughness at certain points of the game. I think we had that rough stand, where we weren't making shots, but we were shutting them down on the defensive end. So I think our defense needs to be there consistently in the second half if we want a chance to bring the lead back and just come away with the win. We just need to play good, consistent defense.
Now, on the offensive side of things, it kind of looked early that the Lynx were struggling a little bit, trying to find their rhythm here. I think they found it just a little bit, but what can we work on to improve on offensively here in the second half as well?
Just more ball movement. It seemed like when we were moving the ball pretty well, we were getting open shots and we were getting good looks, and we were making them more. We're kind of, towards the end there, we're kind of doing a little ISO ball, which I've never been a fan of that kind of play, but if we had the players to do it, then why not? But I think we just could open up so much more by passing the ball. So I think definitely we just need more passes here in the second half.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, the Lynx doing their job on the glass as well. We'll have to see what the total is when we come back from break. But it is 35-33 as we head to halftime in favor of St. Francis, who's already beaten us once. So the Lynx trying to get revenge here on their home floor. Don't go anywhere. More Lincoln College basketball coming your way right here on 89X.
If you're a guy turning 18, you need to register with the Selective Service System. It's the law, and we wanted to make absolutely sure you get the message, so we brought in someone we knew you'd pay attention to.
50 push-ups!
Hey, Coach.
Get on that computer! SSS.gov! Not fast enough! 50 jumping jacks!
It's for your own good, because not registering with Selective Service could cost you a shot at college loans and grants, federal jobs, job training, and in most states, it could even cost you a driver's license.
I'm talking to you! Run that hill! 50 hills!
Go to SSS.gov to register with Selective Service. 2 minutes and you're done. It's just something you have to do.
Pick up the pace! 50 ballet jumps over the alligator pit!
Register with Selective Service at SSS.gov within 30 days of turning 18. If you don't, the consequences could be ugly.
Don't you smirk at me! 50 belly flops into moving traffic.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. And you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60. 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio pre-diabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Welcome to the 89X Basketball Halftime Show. I'm Adam Reinhart, and I'm here with Mrs. Tammy Goodrich. She's the ASC coordinator here at Lincoln College. Mrs. Goodrich, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well today, Adam. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Sure.
So, how long have you been here at Lincoln College?
Actually, Adam, I've been here since 1992 as a part-time or adjunct faculty member. I started in the fine arts program.
Okay.
And from there transitioned into working with the word processing software and computer software, taught that for a while, and in 2009 transitioned to coordinator of the Academic Success Center.
Okay, so since 2009 you've been running the show over here for the ASC.
That's correct.
So what is the ASC?
So the ASC stands for the Academic Success Center, and what we do here is offer free academic support for all students enrolled at Lincoln College. We are staffed with both professional tutors and peer tutors. We offer a lot of opportunities for students to come in and get some additional help that they need in the way of either one-on-one appointments, drop-in tutoring, study group, taking a makeup test. Those are the types of services that we offer.
Very cool. So if I'm a student and I need help with, let's say, math, what is the best way for me to come in? Do I have to make an appointment? Can I come in whenever I please? What would you recommend?
Actually, Adam, we have both options. So we have an opportunity for drop-in tutoring or walk-in tutoring, primarily for our developmental math courses, our Math 091 and 095. So we have 8 hours a week of drop-in for that specifically. Students may also schedule a one-on-one appointment, and if they have an embedded tutor in their courses, they can also schedule to make a one-on-one appointment specifically with that embedded tutor. We've been very lucky to have a couple of tutors who have some availability that do higher level math as well. And if they're available during drop-in, we don't turn anybody away. We let them know that someone's here to support them.
Very nice. Very, very helpful. So if I were somebody who just wanted to come in and I wanted a quieter place to work, because even though the library is supposed to be quiet, it's not always the quietest place. So would I be able to come in here and work independently?
Absolutely. We encourage students to come here, particularly in between classes, as opposed to going back to their room and maybe getting distracted and not getting some work done. So we know that one of the learning strategies is to review as quickly after class as possible the materials that you've just learned, and then preview what you are about to study or the class that you're about to attend. And so definitely we encourage that as long as we have space. Sometimes we do get a little noisy over here as well, but we also have a couple of private rooms, and if they're not being used for testing, students may use those as well.
Very nice. So if I wanted to just come over here to print something, if I didn't feel like walking to the library, even though campus is rather small, but say I didn't feel like walking to the library, am I able to come in here, check in for about 5 minutes and just print something?
Absolutely. So we do have printing capabilities here. We just ask that students check in just so that we kind of document how much printing we're really doing here, because we're kind of hoping for a larger printer if at all possible. But like you, we're pretty convenient with the academic buildings. So I agree, as opposed to walking to the library to get that document printed, we're happy to accommodate that here.
So am I able to get tutoring help for any classes?
Well, the big answer to that is yes, because truly what it is that we do here is to instill in our learners, we hope to help them develop their independence or help them to become independent learners. So do I have content experts in every subject? The answer would be no. That would be a lot to handle. So truly, students should go directly to their professors. If it is truly a content issue, that is always going to be their best resource. We want students to come to us when they need maybe clarification, when they need to develop some study strategies, or learning how to better access their textbook or even use their textbook, or we can teach them how to go online and look at some online tools as well for them. We like to see students come in for assistance with research, for example. So it may not be that we need a content expert in U.S. history, but they have a paper due, and so now they need some research help. And those are the things that we can best help them with.
Very nice, very cool. So what are the hours for the ASC?
We are very available, at least I believe that we are. We're open from 8 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, Monday through Thursday. And we're open from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, most times 5 in the afternoon on Fridays. If a student is requesting time, we're going to do our best to accommodate that. So far, I think our hours have been very well attended.
Very nice. So kind of wrapping up here, are there any improvements or upgrades you are looking forward to implementing into the ASC?
That's a really interesting question. I think what we would like to truly develop would be more of a STEM lab. So STEM meaning those upper level science, technology, math courses. I would love to be able to have a walk-in STEM lab. On the flip side also, I think we're thinking about adding a tutor to the library, potentially on Sunday evenings for a couple of hours, just to have someone available for a quick question. Although the librarians are really experts in that research and development area as well. And so if students are not using them as a resource, that is a huge mistake, because they are excellent there. Yeah. So I'd say the STEM lab and just maybe trying to broaden that a little bit.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being helpful, because those upper level classes, I could definitely see even some pretty knowledgeable students struggling with those upper level classes, 300, 400 level classes for sure.
And as we transition to the 4-year, I think developing a larger pool of peer tutors as well, especially for those 4-year programs, would really be beneficial for us.
All right. All right, Mrs. Goodrich, I think that's all I have, so thank you for your time.
Great, thank you so much.
You can find the ASC in Gelbach Hall in room 102. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and they're open Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you, Ms. Goodrich.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Discover why Lincoln College is growing. Lincoln College offers a private education at a public university cost in a diverse, welcoming environment. Students enjoy personalized attention in the classroom as well as plenty of clubs and organizations to round out the college experience. With bachelor and associate degree options, generous scholarships, and now 4-year intercollegiate athletics, it's no wonder why students are choosing Lincoln College. LincolnCollege.edu.
Hey, Steve Harvey here. Now, I've been told I know a thing or two about surveys, but I was really interested to learn the answers the Illinois Emergency Management Agency gave when asked to name the top 5 items every Illinois family needs to have in their home's emergency disaster kit. Their top 5 answers: water, non-perishable food, a weather radio, a flashlight, better throw in some fresh batteries too, and of course a first aid kit. Look, there's no need for a family to feud over what to include in the emergency disaster kit. Get the answers at ready.illinois.gov. That's ready.illinois.gov.
Remember the top 5 things essential for your emergency disaster kit: water, non-perishable food, weather radio, flashlight, and first aid kit. For more information, get all your answers at ready.illinois.gov. That's ready.illinois.gov. Sponsored by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. Aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's halftime here in the Jack Dean Nutt Arena. Adam Hoffman, Nick Jackson with you. 35-33 as we are at halftime. Lynx trailing just by 2 here in this one. But I feel like this one, it's gone back and forth for so long. And we saw the Lynx up by 3 at one point. This is a game that's going to go back and forth. Could possibly come down to the final possession here in this one. But Adam, what did you see out of Lincoln in that first half that really kind of made you go, wow, let's kind of set the tone here on the stat sheet?
Really, our defense. I mean, we had 8 steals. I mean, that's got to be a first half record for us. I mean, Trayvon had 4 alone. So, I mean, we're playing really good on the defensive end. Just like picking off passes. I think we gave up a little too many easy shots. But other than that, I mean, the defense has been pretty solid.
And Trayvon Tyler and L.J. Johnson, man, could not speak there for a second. They both have 11 to lead the way here for this Lynx squad in this one. But again, on the other side, it is Hunter Hollowell. They did, like you mentioned, give him somewhere in that his extra points, because he does have 9 on the scorecard here anyway as of now, and hopefully we'll see in the second half. But 35-33 here as we get ready for this second half underway. Adam, in this one, it kind of looks fairly even. The Lynx getting out-rebounded right now only by 7. Look maybe for that to change in this second half?
Yeah, I think they definitely need to control the rebounds a little more. They only gave Julian Powell 4 rebounds. I thought there was a little more than that. But he had 3 offensive rebounds, which were huge down the stretch for us. But only 1 defensive rebound. I thought that was definitely wrong. But could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I saw the game a little different in that first half. And maybe I just thought he automatically would get the offense or the defensive rebound. But that's stat right there. He needs to step it up on the defensive end, just getting the ball no matter what if the shot goes up.
I agree with you more. I thought he had a little bit more than 4 rebounds as well. Especially I thought he did have 3 alone on the offensive side. So for him to only have 1 defensive rebound, I would question that as well too here in this one. But like you're exactly right. He does need to step up in this second half and really kind of bring that length and the size and athleticism that we know that he's capable of to this second half thing. But the other thing that really shocked me about that first half was you cannot let St. Francis shoot 60% from the field. Cannot shoot 15 for 25.
Yeah, I mean, they only shot 10 3-pointers, and we shot 13. So, I mean, we're playing their game more than they are, which is kind of weird to me. But it seemed like we had a lot of luck on just getting to the basket. But we consistently didn't do it. We were shooting too many threes. I think L.J. Johnson kind of figured out that his 3-ball wasn't going early, so he started doing that little post up at the high post and just backing down his guy, just pretty much calling an ISO, and he just gets the basket and score, which I love that. I mean, that's a good start because he can hit wherever he wants. I mean, no one can guard him one-on-one. But, I mean, I feel like Trayvon Tyler, he could get to the basket a little more than he is. He's kind of settling, really, for those long-distance 3-pointers, which he definitely can make, but they just weren't falling for him in the first half.
St. Francis will have the basketball here to start this second half. 35-33 lead for them as they are the 19th ranked team in the country as Lottenheiser drives baseline, has it stolen away by Tyler. So already Tyler's got his 5th steal of the ball game as he finds Johnson. Johnson with it on the left wing, back out to Tyler. Tyler thought about catch and shoot from downtown. Instead, over to Latham Jr. Jr. now trying to drive baseline as he steps just out of bounds. And I would have to agree with it. We're right here. We're on the radio again, so we're back off to the left. So clear view of that. I think it was the right call.
Yeah, I think it was definitely the right call, but I think he kind of got away with the travel there on the corner there. So that's kind of the makeup call.
Compton now with it, trying to drive in left side lane. Instead picks up his dribble at the top of the key. Gives it down low now to, looks like Reynolds. Reynolds passes one out to Chandler, but he can't corral it as it hits the out-of-bounds line as well. And we're going back the other way. So not a good start here for St. Francis. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
Yeah, just definitely not the start they were looking for. Coach is probably just kind of scrapping whatever game plan he had, just the start that they had in the second half. So the Lynx need to capitalize on how many turnovers they're giving when we turn it over the first possession of ours as well. So just definitely we need a better look.
Johnson now with it on the right wing. He's looking for some action down low. Instead sees a lane, drives left side, and is denied, though, by Reynolds as he got a hand up in there. Here comes Lottenheiser back the other direction to Hollowell. Hollowell from way downtown, no, too strong. Tipped back in the air into the hands of Powell. Baseball pass down low to Latham. Latham give and go, and he somehow gets it over through contact here over Hollowell, who I believe, was it Hollowell who blocked Tyler earlier in the ballgame?
Yeah, maybe. It was one of the two. I keep getting them confused, really. But, yeah, just good finish there from Darnell Latham, who's had kind of a quiet game so far.
And he's only 1 for 4 so far in this one, as now we're going to have a traveling violation, I believe. I believe they said traveling violation.
No one did the motion, so I was kind of confused there. But I think, yeah, it was definitely called a travel because it's another turnover.
So Lynx are getting the ball back here in this one. We're tied at 35 here. 18.5 minutes left to play in the Jack D. Nutt Arena as Tyler has it at the top of the key. All the starters out there here for this squad, for this Lynx squad, and for them as well as Johnson from way downtown. No good from the corner as it's stolen away there by Tyler. A one-on-one fast break give and go with Crumble as he lays it up and in for the easy 2. And that's the kind of backcourt you want to see here for Coach Lepp.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, that's a 6th steal for Trayvon Tyler. He just put that in perspective. St. Francis as a team has 1 steal. So just that's a good defensive day there for Tyler.
And Tyler's still got a lot of work to go, as well as Compton over to Chandler White. White from the corner for 3, no short. Rebounded into the hands of Reynolds. Back out to Lottenheiser, and they'll set up their offense. Compton thought about pulling one from way downtown. Instead, back to Lottenheiser. Bounce passes one down low to Reynolds as Powell tried to cheat towards it and got burned as he lays it up and in for the easy 2.
It just seems like they're kind of just taking advantage of Julian Powell down low. You know, he's not the strongest guy, so he just needs to insert himself a little more into the ball game as Latham Jr. gets a nice little pull-up jumper right there. But, I mean, they're kind of just, they're going right at him. You know, he can block shots, he can jump really high, but just he doesn't have the strength, you know, that's needed to guard down in the post. I think he's definitely going to pick that up, though.
As Chandler White couldn't pick that one up, they still find Lottenheiser, who drives baseline. Now kicks it back out to Hollowell. Over to Compton. Good ball movement there by St. Francis, but better defense. As now Compton drives in, 10 seconds to go. They're out to Chandler White. He takes a 3 from the wing, and he knocks it down. So, again, good ball movement. Ends up with some points there for St. Francis. Latham now going to pull up from the right corner. No good. Rebounded by St. Francis. So not a good opportunity there for this Lynx squad.
Yeah, Latham just not having the best game. Probably one of the poorest shooting games I've ever seen him have. Just nothing is really falling. He hit his first shot, then just hasn't really found the bottom of the net since.
As Lottenheiser now trying to drive baseline, kicks it out to Hollowell. Hollowell at the top of the key over to Compton. Compton back down low to the left wing, or to the paint in Reynolds. Back out to Hollowell. No good. Long rebound into the hands of, looked like Hollowell got his own rebound. Instead now finds Compton. Compton now trying to drive in, puts up a floater inside the paint. No good. Rebounded by Julian Powell as he knocks Reynolds out of the way. Here come the Lynx now back in transition. Crumble going rather quickly. Hits the front of the rim and drops. And I think if you're Coach Lepp, the last 2 possessions have not been the 2 shots you want.
No, definitely not. It's definitely just a bad shot. We're going to get a sub and L.A. Bogan as soon as the next dead ball. So
give and go with Lottenheiser and Chandler White as he's going to be blocked at the rim. But they are going to say that Julian Powell might have got a piece of his wrist. and he's going to pick up his second here in this one. Team's first as well, as we have another timeout taken here in this ball game. 40-39 lead here for St. Francis. Just under 16 minutes to play in this one. Adam, it's been a good one, but not the start coming out of halftime this Lynx team wanted.
No, definitely not. We started off really good. We're forcing them with 2 turnovers to start the game, to start the second half, but it just we fell off since then. So it seems like we just need to get more active in the passing lanes, like we were in the first half. Just need to get more and more steals, just deflections, really, just getting your hand in the passing lane, just disrupting the offense any way we can. That's where we're going to win the game.
And need to see, like you said, ball movement is a big key thing here for this Lynx squad. Not seeing much of it here in this second half. We saw Crumble come up, take a jumper in transition right around the free throw line. Kind of looked like he bobbled it right before he went up for it. Didn't look like the greatest of a shot there. And then obviously with Darnell Latham Jr. trying to just get himself going, you want to see him get going like that. But again, if it's not falling, you need to know that, right?
Yeah, and if he doesn't have it going, I think another thing that's really underrated about him is just getting to the free throw line. So that can easily just go to the basket, just go up strong. If you make it, you miss it, it doesn't matter. As long as you get fouled, you're going to go to the line. And he's probably one of the better free throw shooters on our team. So, he needs to get going somehow.
And again, we're not used to seeing Latham Jr. like this. Almost every game he's about 5 for 10. He's very close, a very good shooter here in this one. So for him to have back-to-back games like this, I know there was a 10-day layoff, so that could be part of it as well, especially, with Christmas and kind of the extra food going around. You never really know. As Chandler White knocked down the first one right there, 41-39, does have one more coming. And White, so far here in this one, only has 4 points after those 2 free throws knocked down right there, as it's 42-39 now in favor of the 19th-ranked Cougars here in the Jack D. Nutt Arena. And both teams 10-6 on the season. And I believe last time we met, we were both 4-3, so it's kind of interesting fact there for you. So somebody's going to have to pick up that 7th loss here in this one, and somebody's going to have to pick up that 11th win. We'll see which one it is. Hopefully it comes out in favor of the Lynx. Tyler with it now at the top of the key, trying to drive into the lane, but they're going to have a blocking foul going against Chandler White, who kind of happened to just be standing there. But, again, they're calling it on the other end. They're going to call it on this end, too.
Yeah, maybe not a foul, but I'd say I wouldn't call that really a foul, but it came up in our favor, so I can't really not like the call, so
they throw it into Tyler, to Crumble. Back out to Bogan from the left corner for 3. No. Tyler tried to get his rebound. Instead could not. Hollowell pulls it down, and now guarded very closely by Tyler. Here comes St. Francis back the opposite direction. 15 minutes left to play here in Lincoln. 42-39. As Compton goes to the right corner now for Lottenheiser. Down low to White. White across the court past the Hollowell as he takes the 3 from the corner. No good. Long rebound into the hands of Bogan as that one was tipped around. And I think sometimes St. Francis gets in their own way of getting their offensive rebound. Instead, here come the Lynx back the other way. Tyler with it now, takes a step back 3. No good, off the back of the rim and out, as that long rebound into the hands of St. Francis. And here they come. They lead it 42-39. 14.5 minutes to play now. As the Lynx doing good on the defensive side of things. They're getting the misses, but they can't get the rebound. They can't get any offense going.
Yeah, they can't really get anything going. We're not taking good shots, but it seems like St. Francis isn't getting that many shots to go either, so it's really kind of working out for us that they're going cold. Right as I say that, they make a wide open layup. Just no defense there, but we need to get something going on the offensive end. We can't win solely on our defense, but just got to get something.
And Latham Jr. now with it on the right wing, takes a step back just inside the three-point line, and it's not even close, an air ball, as it's rebounded by Compton. Here they come back the other way. Latham Jr. not having a good shooting night here whatsoever, as, again, Lottenheiser now trying to drive in on Tyler, and he's going to be called for a foul on Trayvon Tyler. These two kind of got into it last time when we were over in Fort Wayne. Tyler's now back on Lottenheiser. Look for those two to be the key matchup down the stretch.
Yeah, I think it definitely will be. Definitely guys that like to chirp at each other, and definitely guys that can back it up as well. So I think it's going to be a good matchup.
And Lottenheiser got the better of Trayvon Tyler over in Fort Wayne. Tyler's trying not to let that happen here in Lincoln today, as he gets a word from the official to kind of make sure he knew what he did wrong there so he can correct himself, as DeAndre Freeman and Montez Crumble both check back into the ballgame here for Latham and Tyler. And still have not seen J.J. Turner yet here either, as Lottenheiser knocks that one down as well. 46-39 here, 13.5 to play. And Adam, what can we see about this Lynx team? They need a basket here on offense.
Yeah, I think L.J. Johnson just needs to kind of take over at this point, just kind of get it on his side of the court and just clear out. I think that's definitely the best offense for us. That's exactly what they did. And he gets a good look. Julian Powell on offensive rebound and putback. So the big man cleans up the garbage there for the Lynx.
And they throw it into Lottenheiser, who tries to feed Reynolds down low, but he loses it out of bounds. So a good break there for this Lynx squad here in this one. And like you said, they did go to Johnson. They had him wide open all alone in the corner. Instead of trying to take that long three, he drove into the lane, found his man, and like you said, Powell was there for the putback to clean up the dirty work.
And we really haven't seen Powell catch a lob or anything today, which is so surprising. And no dunks on our team yet, which is so surprising. That's really what makes us go. So just look for us to get one of those soon.
Hollowell knocks down the three from the top of the key. Again, that's all he's good for, and he's very good at it. So you cannot leave him that open like that, as it's 49-41 as Trayvon Tyler goes back to the scores table. Bogan now with it at the top of the key over to Freeman. Freeman on the left wing trying to drive into the paint. He does. Looks like he was fouled. They say it was all contact and off the ball, as now Freeman goes straight to the official and says, hey, man, he hit me on the arm, but again, it is going to be Lynx basketball underneath their own basket. So Trayvon Tyler checks back in. He's kind of high-fiving everybody here for this Lynx squad, trying to get something started here for this Lynx squad. J.J. Turner also into the ball game as well, so kind of going small here with no Powell.
Yeah, I think it's probably more of a good thing, because Powell just really can't find his spot in the game. I think they're really kind of exposing his weak spots, which is in athletic plays. I mean, catching lobs, getting offensive rebound putbacks. So they're doing a good job on him. So having Turner in there just gives us a better offensive look, really.
Johnson drove in right side lane, drew contact on the floor, so they will say that it was on the floor, as Hollowell picks up his team's second, as Johnson going to inbound underneath the Lynx basket. They lob it into Tyler. Tyler looked like he was kind of hung on to there by Lottenheiser. They don't call it, though, as it's a turnover there for the Lynx. Cushingberry now with it, who just checked in over to Hollowell. Hollowell at the free throw line, back out to Lottenheiser, who has not shot a lot of threes here today. He's trying to drive in right side lane, puts up a floater, and the touch continues there for number 11, Lottenheiser, as he gets inside that 5-foot range and it's lights out.
Yeah, he's been a spark for these Cougars, just finding some sort of offense. That's who L.J. Johnson needs to be for us. Him and Trayvon Tyler just need to find something.
Like that right there. Man, we should just let you talk more often, because, man, that's twice now with Turner and now Johnson. Man, 2 for 2.
Yeah, they're just they need to find their spots. They need to pass the ball a little more. What a shot right there by Cushingberry is just, that's kind of one of those shots you kind of shake your head and say, whatever, dude. How does he make that shot plus the foul? I mean, that's an unfortunate break.
You're exactly right there. Now Coach Lepp's going to take a timeout. I think he doesn't even know how that just happened. And Cushingberry, I mean, give him credit. I mean, finally some spark of athleticism here for, again, St. Francis. But, again, really, that was it.
Yeah.
That was their and one opportunity. And I don't know how Cushingberry even decided to pull that off. I mean, we were both sitting up here looking at each other like that, like what just happened. But, again, with Crumble picking up the foul, the size on size, I mean, this is a game that's kind of inching away from this Lynx team, and they're going to have to do something offensively to kind of get things started.
Yeah, I mean, they can't get it to more than a 10-point lead. I think 10 is like the max for us. I mean, if we get down by 15, I think we kind of just start losing hope. So I think just need to keep it close enough so we can come back, and you can't dig us too big of a hole, or else we're never going to come out.
I mean, 11 and a half minutes, still plenty of time and plenty of basketball left to be played, and one of these guys could get hot at any moment. I mean, we've seen Trayvon Tyler go for 16 to 20 in 5 minutes. So, I mean, it's very possible. But, again, they just need some rhythm. They need some flow on their offensive side of things. And I think that should start with Trayvon Tyler, but we can't because he's in kind of some foul trouble. Latham not shooting the ball well either. And like you said, we're trying to rely on Johnson a little bit, and then he's not shooting the ball particularly well.
Yeah, we got to find somebody. I mean, that's just how it is for how quiet the gym is. We just heard a phone ring through the headset.
I know, right? It's kind of crazy, like you said, that there's nobody here.
There's nobody here.
I mean, I'm sure us talking, it kind of seems like when everybody's quiet, I feel like everyone's just kind of all eyes on us because we're the only ones up here talking. Like nothing's the matter, you know. No awkward silence for us, you know what I mean? But again, coming out of this timeout, it will be Johnson, Latham Jr., L.A. Bogan, who I asked Coach McGee earlier today. I asked if he was healthy and ready to go, as we've seen him kind of nurse that ankle injury a time or two. And he said he was ready to go. He said for now. Anyway, he doesn't know if Bogan would ever end up getting hurt because he somehow loves to get hurt in a way. But for now, he's healthy and ready to go as he's out there. As that free throw was good by Cushingberry, a three-point play, as it's now a 10-point lead in favor of St. Francis.
Maybe look for J.J. Turner as well to just kind of get going down low or just some mid-range shots somewhere where he's comfortable getting where he needs to be.
Tyler drove baseline there, found Bogan, but instead drew body contact. So the Lynx will inbound underneath their own basket, as that one is going to go, well, they haven't changed it yet. There it is on Lottenheiser. That's only his first, team's third here in this one. Latham Jr. set to inbound to Johnson from the corner as he takes the contested three, and he knocks it down over the head of Brandon Johnson, and you can hear Coach Lepp, get back. These guys are beating us down the floor.
Yeah, we need to lock up on the defensive end now. This is what it's all about. You need to stop them somehow.
Lynx need to stop right here, as Mr. Hoffman just said. 54-47, under 11 minutes to play, as Lottenheiser yet again with the little floater. No, gets his own miss, blocked though by J.J. Turner and batted out of bounds. So 9 seconds left on the shot clock, as St. Francis and the Cougars will have it underneath. I believe they're going to reset it. I would have to agree there too.
Yeah.
So they do reset the shot clock. Here comes Chandler White and Julian Powell back into the ballgame as Powell comes in for Bogan. Interesting move here in this one, but Turner has showed the dominance so far in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely, this game is kind of towards him just because, just smaller guys out on the floor. So that's definitely where he falls in because he's still a skilled big guy. He's still a smaller big guy as well. So that's definitely where he needs to be.
As Chandler White pulls down the offensive rebound after a long miss there by Cushingberry from the right side corner for three. White pulls down the board and then fell, and they're going to call a foul on L.J. Johnson. Must have been in the vicinity there as he picks up his first, team's fourth.
Yeah, not a fan of that call right there. I really don't think he was any position to foul him, really. I think that's just kind of, it was weird that they called that.
As that one's still poked around, somehow ends up in the hands of Lottenheiser, who drove in, had that little floater going for him all day, misses for the first time, finally in that one.
And now he looks a little shaken up as Lottenheiser just kind of seemed a little hurt right there, holding that left leg.
He now has the basketball back to Cushingberry. Kind of looks like he's not moving around too particularly well. Hopefully that could affect St. Francis down the stretch as Chandler White has that one stripped away by Turner, as it's stolen away by Turner, and then to Latham Jr., who had to run it all the way down the floor, save it from going out of bounds, finds Johnson now. It's 54-47, under 10 minutes to play. Tyler with it, tries to drive baseline, puts it up off the glass, and gets it to go yet again. So Trayvon Tyler starting to kind of get something going here as he got a smile there from Julian Powell, and maybe, just maybe, this is the spark and the turning point this Lynx team's need here to get back in this one.
Yeah, I think it's definitely what we need at this point in the game, just something. We got to stop, and now we got the bucket, and then we called the timeout, so we're just kind of relax. Just it's going to be okay. It's just, we just need to have more stops on the defensive end.
54-49 now. Again, it was a 10-point lead for St. Francis. Now all of a sudden it's just dwindling down now to 5 here in this one. But again, Adam, we're seeing these next 10 minutes, we know that the defense has been there. St. Francis is really struggling in this second half compared to shooting 60% in the first half. But again, how did the Lynx go about their offensive business here in the next 10 minutes? Who are we looking for? What kind of schemes could we possibly run? What can we see?
I think L.J. Johnson from the perimeter definitely has been the hot hand. But, Trayvon Tyler, J.J. Turner down low or just driving into the basket. I think those are the best options, really. I mean, Latham Jr., he can hit the three. I mean, he can do. He just has had a rough shooting day. So if he's wide open, give him a shot. Just don't leave him, definitely, because it's like that is someone that they don't need to guard, really.
As Martin checked into the ball game, he takes a long three. No. Hollowell runs down the offensive rebound here, but it's stolen away by Turner yet again. So the Lynx doing the work on getting their hands in the passing lane as Turner stops right at the free throw line out to Tyler. Tyler wide open for three, takes his time, sets it up, and knocks it down as the Lynx are within two. 54-52, 9 minutes left to play. Here comes now St. Francis trying to answer. Martin over to Compton. Compton on the right wing as the Lynx and this entire defense want a stop right here. Compton over to White. Chandler White from downtown. No, in and out as Latham Jr. pulls down the board here for the Lynx. Outlet now to Tyler. Tyler from the same spot from downtown yet again. No, too strong. Powell tipped that one out of bounds. And then they're going to say off of Martin as him and Martin were fighting for it. I would have to agree that it was last touched by Martin, as the Lynx will have it underneath their own basket. And Chandler White checked out of this ball game. Couldn't see who came in for him. I believe it was Reynolds. As Latham Jr. trying to find somebody to inbound to as they find Powell. Powell sets the screen for Latham Jr., takes the jumper or the long three and knocks it down. And let's go back to that last play here real quick, Mr. Hoffman. In this one, I want you to walk us through this one. Here in this one, inbounds to Powell, and then Powell catches it, turns around, hands it off to Latham Jr. in the corner for three, sets the screen, basically just standing right in front of Julian Powell, and then shoots right over the top of him.
Yeah, it's like a moving screen kind of, but no one moved. It's really weird just how that worked.
Right.
It shouldn't work, but it did. So, I mean, Latham finally gets one to go. Hopefully that doesn't make him too trigger happy, really. So hopefully we need to keep the same pace on offense, passing the ball. I think that's when we're really deadly. And I think Latham is a better three-point shooter when it's coming off a pass, too. So I think, him driving pull up, I think none of our guys are really good at that. I'd say LJ Johnson probably is the best guy on our team like that. But just getting open looks around definitely in the corners. I think the corner is definitely what we need to find. I think that's our best three-point option. We practice it in warm-ups. We practice it at the shoot-arounds all the time. So we need to find those quarter threes if we're going to shoot them.
And speaking of warm-ups here in this one, we saw the Lynx come out today at, their normal 60 minutes before game time coming out, shooting around, but they were stretching.
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw them stretch as a team?
The team stretch like that, led by our trainer, Ryan. So it's just that's what the girls team does that. So I think definitely something that we need to do every game. I think that's definitely a smart idea.
I think it was just to get them loose up coming out of break. And Lep trying to do everything he can. Again, this Lynx team's riding a 4-game winning streak here as they're down by 2 so far. As Hollowell looked like he tripped on the driving baseline. Instead, they call a blocking foul here on this one. Again, Adam, you a little antsy up here. What did you see?
I thought Hollowell tripped. That's really what I saw. So I can't agree with the blocking foul right there, but that's what the official saw. Maybe he saw something different from me.
As he threw it into Hollowell, made Turner leave his feet with the pump fake and then knocked down the mid-range jumper right there. 56-55 now with 8 minutes left to play as Latham Jr. from the top of the key. No, in and out there on that one, and it was a good look, a good shot, but just didn't fall.
It was a good look and a good shot. Just his jumper seems really flat today. That's what I was thinking too. I mean, just really flat. It seems like there's no arc to it at all.
I thought the same thing. It was kind of more of a line drive, a low liner, than it was normal, that high arcing that we see Latham with. As the last three he made, it was more of an arc than it was on that last one.
I think he's just kind of just not using enough leg. He's kind of antsy down out there.
Compton now trying to drive in on Powell, but we all know how that ends as Powell just sticks his hand out and blocks that one as the shot clock was winding down. Johnson now with Latham Jr. driving baseline back out to Tyler. 7.5 minutes to play, 56-55. Lynx trail by 1. Down to Latham. Latham Jr. driving baseline, give and go, no. As he gets his own miss, somehow puts it back up through contact. Looked like there was foul. No foul called. As here comes St. Francis back the other way. Compton now with it. Adam, what did you see on that last one? It kind of looked like Latham might have drew some contact.
Yeah, he definitely drew some contact. I thought it was a foul, but there might have been more ball contact. I didn't really have a good angle at it, so I couldn't tell you my personal preference of it, but Coach McGee on the bench definitely wanted the foul right there, but just didn't get it.
A no-look pass from Compton down low to Reynolds, and Reynolds did the pump fake as well, but since then made Powell leave his feet, and then he came down awkwardly on his behind, so hopefully he is okay. Again, that should send Reynolds to the line. Actually, it should be an inbound underneath their own basket because they didn't shoot.
He said on the floor, I mean, just worried there for Julian. Julian came down really hard, and you could hear it. You could hear the thud right there, but he didn't really come down on a feet. He came down just on his body.
I think he was actually lucky that he kind of connected with Reynolds there in a way, just kind of slow his pace, coming to the floor down a little bit.
Reynolds definitely saved him right there from having really a scary fall. It still was pretty scary, but I think he's going to be okay.
And Lautenheiser takes a step back three, no good from the top of the key. Long rebound into the hands of Johnson, who's trying to run the floor. Has Hollowell backpedaling, finds Tyler. Over to Turner. Turner from downtown, and he knocks it down. So the man who hit the biggest three of the ball game in Missouri Valley to give us the lead now hits one here to give us the lead yet again.
I always say he's not the best shooter, but he always proves me wrong. He hits like the most crucial shot of the game pretty much every time. I mean, just the dude's money when he needs to be money, you know.
Compton now with it out to Lautenheiser, who's got a wide open three from the top of the key. He sets his feet and he knocks it down. 59-58. We're trading buckets left and right here in this one. Under 6 minutes to play now. And look for both of these two teams. You kind of saw the Lynx go into a zone there on the defensive side of things. I thought it kind of hurt them a little bit. We'll see if they come back on the defensive side of things with that, as Tyler now with it. Give and go as he takes the mid-range jumper. No good, but we have a foul underneath the basket going against, I believe, either David Miller or Compton, as it's going to go on Miller. Push off there underneath with Turner, so the Lynx going to inbound underneath their own basket.
Yeah, Turner was going up for the offensive rebound, kind of got pushed in the back before jumping, so yeah, definitely a foul there.
So Latham Jr. set to throw it in. They find Johnson on the right wing from downtown. He knocks it down, and we're trading threes here in the Jack D. Nutt Arena, 61-59.
Seems like I'm leaning every time they shoot one and just kind of willing it to go in.
We're all trying to here in this one, putting up the three sign, everything as Lautenheiser trying to take over this ball game, drives in, denied though by Turner as it's batted out of bounds. Lautenheiser gets up, looks at the official and said, hey man, where's the foul? No foul called right there in this one as Turner with the great block.
Yeah, just caught him off guard, just coming from the weak side like that. That's just a filthy play there.
And now Chad LaCrosse going to take a timeout right here. Only his fourth. He still has 4 timeouts remaining here in this ballgame in the 5-minute stretch. Is kind of enough, I would say, down the stretch. I mean, usually 2's
more than enough. Yeah,
I was going to say usually 2's pretty solid, but 4 will do as well. They trailed though for the first time. I haven't trailed by much, only by 3 or 4 has been the most, but kind of starting to go towards the Lynx way here a little bit. How do you stop that if you're St. Francis?
If you're St. Francis, what you need to do for us is just kind of hand in the face no matter what, because L.J. Johnson's finding his jumper right now, and then Trayvon Tyler just driving to the basket like that. I mean, we've seen Latham hit a couple shots here and there, so we're looking scary right now. And then J.J. Turner on the defensive end is just giving them fits. I think, you need to get him off of your best player no matter what. So, I mean, he's being a monster out there on the defensive end.
Now, we saw Coach Lepp go to a 2-3 zone real quick for the first time in this ballgame on the last defensive possession. Do we see more of that, or did it work in your eyes?
I don't think the 2-3 zone works with a three-point shooting team because it opens up the floor for them. So, if they're scoring in the post, then you can go into the 2-3 zone because then it really clogs the lane. But for a three-point shooting team, you seem to go man-to-man, really, or a different type of zone that doesn't allow that three-pointer to really get open. Just get someone on someone at all times. If you want to do kind of like a different look, just plant Julian Powell in the lane and just kind of leave his guy to roam. That would be all right. Probably David Miller probably be the guy that we'd leave because he's not that skilled outside of the paint.
Him or Reynolds.
Yeah, definitely. Just someone, if you want to put Powell in the paint at all times.
And they have 10 seconds on the shot clock as they find Hollowell. Back to Compton. He's going to pull up for 3 from the top of the key, way downtown. No good. Rebounded by Latham Jr. as it's 61-59 now. Here come the Lynx to try to add to this lead. And right now is the largest lead of the ballgame, really kind of for them, basically. They're going to need to find a ways to set some good offensive possessions here in this one. And who are you going to, Mr. Hoffman?
I think L.J. Johnson's the guy you need to go to. or Powell just got to get him going. You know, he's kind of got some mismatches down low.
Turner now with it. 8 seconds left to turn around. Right hook, no good. Johnson was there to try to get the rebound. Instead, it's pulled down by Miller. Compton, baseball pass to Hollowell in the left corner. Back to Compton out the top of the key to set up their offense. It looks like maybe a 1-2. No, it looks like man-to-man here for this Lynx squad here in this one, as David Miller has it at the top of the key, hands it off to Compton. Compton looking right to the right side corner for Lottenheiser. Down low to Reynolds. Give and go with Miller, who throws up a shot off the front of the rim. No. Big rebound there for Julian Powell, and here come the Lynx back the other way. Tyler now over to Latham Jr. Bounce passes one down low to Powell. Powell saw the double team. Give and go with Johnson, and he lays it up and in too easy as Lottenheiser got burned on the cut by L.J. Johnson. And it's 63-59 now as Coach Lepp called a timeout. Pretty interesting here.
Yeah, I don't really know if the timeout's really needed right there. It seems like he's calling a timeout every time we score, it seems like, when in these late game things. But he's only got 2 timeouts left for just 4 minutes to play. You know, that's still... He could use them later in the ballgame if it comes real close down the wire. You know, you need those then, not right now.
Well, we have seen Coach Lepp call these timeouts like this before, where he kind of stops the momentum here for his own team. And it's nothing new, but how do you work it to your advantage if you're Coach Lepp here in this ballgame?
It just set up something different on the defensive end. I think that's pretty much all he's doing, is just doing something that we need to do on the defensive end this possession. Maybe he's going to throw a zone at him just for this possession, or, some sort of just a different look, you know. I think definitely it does kill the momentum, like you said, but I think if he's going to draw something up on the defensive end just to throw them off a little bit, it could lead to a stop, which we desperately need right now.
You're right. We do desperately need a stop right here in this one, maybe possibly just under 4 minutes. I wouldn't say that we would see a full court press yet, but maybe to press the inbounds to kind of get the clock rolling here.
Yeah, just waste some time. I think wouldn't be a bad idea if Tyler just kind of picks up from full court. We're going to come out in kind of a 2-2-1 kind of zone. It's kind of weird. It seems like we just kind of have Julian Powell just playing it down low, like I said, so...
Be interesting to see here. You also talked about how the zone could possibly hurt us with the 3-ball team, kind of like how St. Francis is, as Compton now with it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. He's at the top of the key. Give and go with White. Now down low to Reynolds. 2 seconds, have to put up a shot. And they are going to get bailed out by a foul by J.J. Turner, as the shot clock did go off as the ball was in the air. It looked like it was blocked. Instead, they call a foul.
Yeah, it was not. That's kind of a soft foul right there. I don't really think that was much contact, especially not on J.J. Turner. I think if anybody, it should have been on maybe Latham, who was down on the floor with him. But that's the 4th foul there on Turner. And ball does not lie as he misses the first one.
You love saying that one, don't you?
It's really the perfect saying. You know, if they're going to call a foul, he better make those free throws, or else he shouldn't have got fouled.
I would agree. Reynolds has one more coming. The second one, he knocks that one down. 63 and a half minutes left to play here in the Jack D. Nutt Arena on the last game here of 2018. Will the Lynx pull out? We will have to see. Tyler goes to the right corner now for Latham Jr. Down to Turner. Turner had the jersey pulled there by Compton, and he does call the foul right there. Again, interesting move there. Turner was just going to go straight to the rack.
Yeah, he's going to go straight there and to kind of kick it out, which he did, but it's going to be a foul there on Compton, but Compton really seems kind of frustrated. He seems like the guy that we've really gotten in the head of the whole game. And here's Lottenheiser and Tyler going at it once again.
There you go. Lottenheiser and Tyler both already starting to chirp as you knew this game was going to get close as they throw it into Powell. Out to Turner. Turner back out to Tyler. They're going to set up the offense here with 3 minutes left to play, but the real matchup right here is they find Latham Jr. in the corner for 3, and he knocks it down. Turner set the screen and somehow found Latham Jr. I didn't even see that coming.
No, I didn't see that coming at all. That's definitely the guy that you can't leave wide open is Lottenheiser as he misses the three-pointer, which is lucky for us as Tyler comes away with the rebound. Just slow it down right now. That's exactly what he's doing. That's what Trayvon Tyler called, and Lepp's going to go with him. Just slow it down. They're going to the half-court thing where he just kind of sits there for a while, which is...
Literally, he's going to sit there. Trayvon Tyler's just taking a knee.
Yeah, he was sitting like a catcher right there. It's not the best offense in the world, but...
He takes a step-back 3 right here, and about made that one. Latham Jr. saves it, almost saved it from going out of bounds. I don't know what he was looking at. He could have saved that had he been paying attention just a little bit, but one little hesitation move there, and he stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, I saw it. The ball was going right to him, and he just was standing right there. I was just wondering what he's doing. Then he finally goes after the ball just a second too late.
As we'll see if St. Francis can answer. They trail by 6, 66-60, 2:10 left to play here in the Jack D. Nutt Arena. Compton now with it, looking right, goes left to Lottenheiser, who he's going to be the one to determine the factor here for St. Francis. He has it, trying to drive in, kicks it out to Hollowell. Hollowell for 3 from downtown, and you know it, as the kid only shoots the 3 ball, and that's what he's great at. He excels at it right there. He knocks it down and gets it to a 3-point game here, as now another timeout taken, I believe this time by Chad Lacrosse for University of St. Francis. But again, getting down the stretch here, they're going to answer with the threes of their own. We have to answer, what do the Lynx need to do here down the stretch, because this is going to be a close game.
Well, first of all, how do we give up that kind of shot? I mean, he's wide open. There's no one 5 feet from him. There's no defense played on him, and just probably the best shooter on their team. Definitely in this game, he's definitely been the hottest shooter of their team. So that's definitely the guy we can't leave open no matter what. But we need to play physical defense, hit him on screens, just have a hand on him at all time, obviously you can't have a hand on the shooter because it's going to be a foul, but, just rough him up a little bit. I mean, we're a physical team, but we're not using it right now.
I think that was the key word right there. We're not using our physicality to our advantage. We're kind of letting them determine the outcome here down low as they hand it off to Tyler. Back to Johnson. Tyler now with it on the right corner. He's trying to back down Lottenheiser. Here comes Reynolds, who poked that one away into the hands of Compton, and St. Francis comes up with a steal. Minute and a half to play as they find Lottenheiser. Lottenheiser from downtown trying to tie it up. No. Rebounded by Latham Jr., but we're going to have an over and back call on Hollowell, as that should put the Lynx into the bonus. So Latham Jr. should go to the free throw line here for 1-and-1. No, they're going to say it was only the team's 6th here in this one. So they adjusted the board before I could look up, as Hollowell does pick up his 3rd. Team 6th. Lynx have the basketball, 3-point lead as well. Minute 20 to go here in this one. Yet again, we've seen a lot of games come down to the wire here for the Lynx, especially in the Jack D. Nutt Arena, as Latham Jr. has it on the left wing. Back out to Tyler. 66-63, just over a minute to play. 7 seconds on the shot clock now. Tyler with it on the left wing, where he's knocked down a couple threes to Turner. Turner for 3 from the top of the key. No, off the back of the rim, as Latham Jr. almost pulled down a steal there. Instead, Hollowell pulls down the rebound, and here comes St. Francis. A 3 would tie it. A 2 would make them trail by 1. 45 seconds left to play. Compton with it now. He's guarded by Tyler. The pick and roll there as he goes to the right side down over to Hollowell. He's trying to drive in left side lane. Makes his man miss. Kicks it back out to Lottenheiser. Over to Compton. Compton for 3 from downtown. No. Rebound into the hands of Julian Powell. And we are going to have a foul going the other direction on David Miller or Reynolds here, as that's going to send Powell to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
That was like the most crucial rebound of the game right there for Julian Powell, and he comes up with it. We said that he wasn't rebounding the ball that well on the defensive end. He comes away with the biggest one right there and draws the foul as well. So I believe that one went on Reynolds, and it does. So Powell will be at the line for a 1-and-1. Just needs to knock down 1 right here.
Like you said, just need 1 to make it a 2-possession game. As a line drive free throw there from Julian Powell knocks it down. It was a little scary. Almost looked like it might have been too hard.
Yeah, line drive was really an understatement right there. That was like laser, just right at the front of the rim, just barely sneaks over the front.
The second one a little bit better, knocks that one down with ease, as it's 68-63 now, as we're going to have a full timeout, I believe, taken by Coach Lepp in this one. So another interesting timeout taken here from Coach Lepper for this Lynx team. 68-63. Adam, now, I mean, I'm all for Coach Lepp, and he's the one, there's a reason he gets paid to make the big bucks and make these decisions, but do you call a timeout here in this situation?
Yes and no. I think I could see it both ways. I mean, yes, in a way that it's going to catch them off guard. I mean, yes, to calm our guys down, but, I mean, we were coming out in a 4-court press right there, and they noticed that we called the full-court press, and then we called the timeout. So it's going to allow them to go back, draw something up, draw something to break the press and get a good shot. So I could see it both ways. and Lepp's probably drawing up the press right now, just telling them where they need to be at all times. But it's also giving them some time to just think about it and what they need to do to break the press pretty easily.
I see your point. Or how about, like you said, they came out in a press. You saw they were pressing. So why not make Chad Lacrosse call that timeout? We talked about how he had 4 with 5 minutes to go. He still has 3 timeouts with 30 seconds left. They hit a 3 down here. Those timeouts are going to be critical here. So why not let him waste the timeout and call it?
Yeah, and then, because he probably would have called the timeout after, if we would have, held them to 3 or 4 seconds, taking the ball out, then he would have called the panic timeout,
Right.
So I could see it both ways, but I probably wouldn't have called one right there.
We'll see if it works out to the advantage of Coach Lepp. Again, letting his team know that they just basically what they're going to do here coming out on this press, they do as they throw it into Hollowell. Back over to Compton as he's going to run the point here. 30 seconds is now gone, so we will see the shot clock turned off on the next possession here as Lottenheiser has it at the top of the key. Over to Compton. Compton to Hollowell. Hollowell at the top of the key. Over to Chandler White. Chandler White wide open for 3, and he knocks it down for St. Francis. 68-66. 16 seconds left. And now here's where Coach Chad Lacrosse calls his timeout. Could only have 1 remaining if they would have let him call it firsthand. Instead, we have another timeout here, and it's a 2-possession game, Adam. I know we were just having fun and talking about how the biggest rebound of the game came to Powell, but now what do you do offensively? They have to foul.
Yeah, you gotta give it to the best shooter on the floor. I think that's you have 3 pretty good options. You have Tyler, you have Johnson, and then you have Darnell Latham Jr. I think those are both options that they'll make at least 1, maybe 2. So at least try to expand it to a 3-point lead. So I think that's really what we need to do right now. Just find a shooter, give it to them, let them foul us, or else if they're not going to foul us, just take time off the clock. We can hold it for the last play.
Yes, we don't even have to shoot. We could win. Time would run next spot. We do have to get across half court with 16 seconds left to go. However, I hope this situation does not happen, but Adam, walk me through this. Let's say they foul Tyler, and Tyler misses. It's a 1-on-1 opportunity, so the clock will continue to run. If they miss, 16 seconds is enough time to push the ball up the floor and get an easy 2, especially with the 2 timeouts that they have left. So if they miss, what can we expect?
Really just we need to stop them as soon as we can. I wouldn't say foul them. Definitely not, because then they could give them a chance to tie it up. But
because now we have a foul before the clock as it's going to go on Julian Powell. Or it's going to go against. Powell's going to shoot the free throws. I believe Lottenheiser is going to be the one that kind of grabbed him there. Could be his second. Actually, it was number 2. Ironically enough, and I don't even think he's played except for
Jalen Mole. Yeah, he was brought into the game to foul, and that's exactly what he did. And they fouled probably the worst shooter on the floor for us. I don't know. He's coming off a 2 made, so they're probably thinking he could miss one right here, but hopefully he does not.
Powell needs at least 1. As that one knocked down right there, 69-66. Made it a 3-point game, or should I say a 3-point lead here for this Lynx squad. Now Chad Lacrosse going to take another timeout right here to kind of ice Julian Powell here in this one. 69-66, a quick little timeout. Actually, it's a full timeout. But Adam, he was going to try to ice him. It's kind of like icing the kicker in football here. Free throw, one more free throw by Julian Powell wins us the ball game. Per se. Let's say he makes it. We come back down here. If you're St. Francis, are you looking for Hollowell or are you looking for Lottenheiser? I mean, who are you looking for? Because they're going for a 3 now.
Probably Hollowell. I think that's definitely the player that needs to shoot if you're St. Francis. But for us, no fouls. No fouls whatsoever. Especially not on a jump shooter. Don't foul a 3-point shooter because he could very easily make it. So we need to play smart defense on our side, and just for St. Francis, they need to get the ball to Hollowell. Or maybe even Compton. Lottenheiser, just definitely guys that are capable of making them, but just some of the guys have had quieter games more than others.
It'll be interesting to see, again, if you're Coach Lepp here. Now, you're going to see that full court press yet again, but they kind of broke it rather easily, and they got a good look from behind the arc last time out. So how do you kind of make some adjustments there?
I think you need to put more than Trayvon Tyler up in the backcourt. I think the press that they had was not really a press. I think it was just kind of just a one-person, kind of one-on-one kind of thing. But all Trayvon Tyler did to that is just not let Compton catch the ball, and then he immediately got it back to dribble up the floor. So it's wasting some time, but not much.
And Powell's second free throw knocks it down. So 2 of 2 from the line right there. And it makes it a 2-possession game, 70-66. As here comes Compton up the floor, 13 seconds left here in this one. Compton now driving inside the lane, kicks it back out to Chandler White. He made the last one, cannot make this one, but an offensive rebound there by Reynolds. The putback is in, make it 70-68 now with 5 seconds left, as now Chad Lacrosse calls another timeout. Here comes the platoon swap here for him to basically, like we saw, foul.
To foul.
And this time we saw him foul Julian Powell. Now, if you're Coach Lepp, you saw what they did last time. They didn't take any time off the clock. They fouled before it was inbounded. This time, who do you put out on the floor if you're Coach Lepp?
I think leave the guys in. I mean, Julian Powell has shown that he's capable of making some free throws, so and just leave him in, you know. So hopefully, I mean, they're probably going to foul him again, I would assume. But if not, they might foul maybe J.J. Turner would be a good option for them. I mean, and also a good option for us because he's a pretty consistent free throw shooter. So really, I think we can't lose right now. I think this is our game to win, definitely. So we got to just hopefully just stay lucky, just make some free throws.
Sometimes, like we said, we've always said it's better to be lucky than good sometimes, and sometimes you need a little luck as well. And it's always, if you talk to some of all the other players that have won national championships and stuff like that, they always say luck comes in handy. Yeah. And right now, the Lynx could use a little bit of luck. I mean, they're on the winning side as of right now, but you talk about how many 5 overtime games that we've played so far this year.
Well, we've lost 4 just by 1 point.
I was going to say, overtime is not our favor, so the Lynx need to close it out right here.
We need to close it out, definitely. I think they're immediately going to foul.
As they're trying to foul. Baseball pass it. Tyler trying to inbound it to Latham Jr. as he lost control of the basketball, but luckily they called the foul in time. As, you know, there was only 5 seconds left. As that foul is going to send Latham Jr. to the line now with 3 seconds left. So Latham Jr., again, only the team's 9th here in this one, so it should be a 1-and-1 opportunity. But now the officials kind of going to get together here a little bit.
Probably talking about how many seconds should be on the clock. I didn't think they brought up too much time off the clock. They're going to put it at 4 seconds.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, they threw it into Latham, staying underneath St. Francis's basket, and there's not much time that could have possibly ran off the clock. I mean, 3 would have been the most.
Yeah, 3 would have been the most. I think that definitely was a good call over there by the officials, just catching it, just catching it.
Making sure, yeah, you always want to make sure that it's a fair, that the other team has the fair opportunity. As, again, Latham Jr. knocked down the first one right there, made it 71-68, 4 seconds left. So yet again, we could have possibly another 4-point lead for Lincoln if Latham could knock it down. And well, calm, cool, and collected as Latham Jr. knocks it down yet again, and Coach Lepp going to take his 6th and final timeout here in this one to kind of talk things over yet again. And, I know what Coach Lepp is doing here. You want to make sure everybody is on the same page. Everybody is going to, knows the situation and stuff like that. But in this type of case, do you need that timeout right there?
No, I think you definitely could have gone without a timeout right there. Because, they only have 4 seconds, so they're going to get one shot. If they make the 3, they're still down 1. All we got to do is inbound it, and we win, So I think that's definitely, because St. Francis does not have any timeouts left. So if they make it, they're definitely not going to call a timeout because they can't. If they do, it's a technical foul. So I think that's not the best timeout right there because it's giving them a set play. They're saying if we come down here and make a 3, this is what we have to do. We have to foul this person. So it's giving them a game plan, really. So,
and like you said, they had no timeouts previously, so they weren't going to call a timeout anyway to set up a play.
Yeah, so I think it's definitely a questionable. I get it why he did it because he wants to set something up. He doesn't want him to get a good shot. So
to me, it just showed that he didn't have confidence in his guys to go out there and get the job done. You got to have some confidence as they throw a baseball pass to Reynolds, kind of a little Christian Laettner type thing for Duke as Martin takes the jumper. No good. It didn't even look like the clock started right away, but either way, it's not going to matter. The Lynx come out on top. 72-68 is your final here in this one. The Lynx yet again extend that 4-game winning streak now up to 5 games here in this one as yet again, this Lynx team doing all that they can here as it's 72-68 here as the final. But Adam, what'd you see in this ballgame? It was a great win for the Lynx.
Yeah, it definitely was a good win. You know, we finally beat St. Francis, a team we should have beat the first time at their place, but I think we came up with a good team win. I think all the guys pretty much contributed, so it seems this is a good way to end 2018. Got to come into 2019 feeling fresh, you know. Just hopefully get the new Adidas jerseys, too, for our start of the next year for us.
Again, that is going to do it all here for us. 72-68 was the final. Again, that was the last game of 2018. What a way to end the year on a 5-game winning streak as of right there. And again, we will see you guys in the new year, January 1st at Governor's State. Adam Hoffman and Nick Jackson will be there with you, but the Lynx celebrating this win now, and hopefully we don't get too crazy on New Year's. Again, that is it. 72-68 is your final. Thank you, John Malone, for board hopping back at the station. Alongside me is Adam Hoffman. I'm Nick Jackson, and we will see you guys in 2019.
That's all she wrote. This concludes tonight's coverage of Lincoln College basketball on 89X.